Hi Gemini. Welcome to January. Here we are. Here we are in your 8th and 9th house energies, Capricorn and Aquarius. And the theme that I have for you is change. A lot of the readings this month have been based on like one word or one sentence or one phrase that I've been feeling when I go into your reading, and for you it's change. Which, you know, you're a mutable sign, so change is a great thing, but I really do feel transformation energy for Gemini, and that it has to happen. And we'll see what the cards say. I'm going to do a very intuitive reading with you all, so we'll see what the cards say about that transformation, but it's there, right? It's lurking, it's hanging out, it's pulling at you. So let's talk about the moon really quickly, and I will be doing my moon magic videos, so you can check those out for greater detail about this moon stuff happening throughout January, but we'll just go over it quickly while I shuffle. We have the Cancer full moon on the January 1st, right out of the gate. We have a full moon, and it's in your second house of your money, your possessions. So it highlights, how are you living? You know, is your housing situation what you want? Your finances, just sitting with that for a little bit and coming up with a plan for how you want to move forward financially. Pretty intense. I mean, personally for me, having highlight on the second house is like not my favorite, but you know, it's also really good energy, so it'll be great for clarifying that. And then we have the new moon in Capricorn on the 16th. That is in your 8th house. 8th house is the house of death and resurrection. It is a house of transformation, and we are going, you know, new moons are about going underground. That's kind of heavy, Gemini. Going hand in hand with that money influence, right? The second house influence, the full moon. The 8th house is like asking you, like, what has to go? Where are you unsatisfied? Cards are flipping over here. And then finally we have the Leo full moon and eclipse on January 31st. You know, Leo is your 3rd house, very symbiotic energy to you in many ways. I'm a Leo here, and I love you guys. Some of my best friends are Gems. So, you know, this eclipse is always ask something to close out and open up, right? Eclipses are just made for that. And this eclipse is mirroring back the Leo solar eclipse from August. So you might be noticing themes that were coming up for you in August are revisiting you at the end of this month. And with that 3rd house of communication, where have you felt blocked? Where have you felt misunderstood? Where have you felt that your communication style hasn't been serving you or another? You may be finding that you're challenged there. So, you know, honestly, this moon cycle is a little heavy for Geminis. It's not necessarily the lightest of moon placements, depending on your rising, obviously. This is especially for Gemini rising. But there is a sense that you are ready and primed for change, though. I mean, that's the thing. I think as much as it kind of feels like it's happening, the rumblings under the surface are happening, and you don't really have a choice, I do also feel that you are very ready for those changes. Now let's look at these cards and kind of talk through what's going on, because it's kind of intense, you guys. I'm surprised. I didn't necessarily expect to come into Gemini's reading with so much intensity, but the first 3 cards are quite intense, I'll be honest. We have the 3 of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Emperor. So 3 of Swords here. I never interpret this the way that a lot of people like to interpret this. It's like heartbreak, romantic, emotional stabbings, you know, kind of things like that. I mean, it looks like that. But this card for me is about wounds to our emotional body, wounds that we have carried with us for a while, wounds that get flared up by strong personalities at times, and often strong situations. There's something too about this card that has to do everything with self-love. I mean, if this card shows up as some kind of drama in a relationship, a lot of times it goes back to self-love and where we're setting healthy boundaries, where we're communicating what we really want and what we really need, and if we're doing that or if we aren't. And the 3 of Swords is saying to me right now that there's something that you feel hasn't been addressed There's something that you feel you need to express to another. And I have a feeling it has to do with these dominant energies. You know, King of Swords and Emperor are both pretty harsh in their own ways. One will just cut to the chase and not care if it hurts your feelings. Will say whatever needs to be said in order to get to the conclusion. I mean, there is a diplomacy, but there's also that cold rationality with the King of Swords that can be honestly kind of biting. I think Gemini, since you guys, you like the words and the communication, you don't tend to go there like that though. You might speak the truth, but you don't feel that it needs to be harsh like that. So this person could really be coming at you. And then the Emperor is this stubborn, focus-driven person who's like, I'm doing it this way. So there's something going on here with you feeling that these strong energies, they don't have to be air and fire. They don't have to be like Aquarius and Aries or Libra and, you know, Leo or anything like that. Like, this is the Aries card, but it's this type of personality. There seems to be something with you feeling that you're bullied or that you're misunderstood or something, which is really surprising. I mean, these personalities are not inherently evil. They're not trying to get you, but I think you might just want to watch yourself, like as far as if you feel that maybe you're like holding back what you really want because you want to ease a situation, or you're just kind of keeping something to yourself. Like you don't feel quite comfortable to express it externally, which could happen. You might want to just, be sure that you find a way to engage with these energies, because I do feel that you're going to have some personalities coming at you. And part of this Three of Swords thing too is as a catalyst for change. If you feel this kind of pain or this frustration or this feeling that something has to shift, it's a really great way to move forward into new territory. And both of these energies are all about moving into new territory. I mean, in fact, you know, Aries and Libra, which these are often associated with, are these oppositional signs, but they're cardinal energies. Cardinal energies always push for the new horizon, start initiating a project, getting an opportunity off the ground. And there does seem to be a connection there with that as well. So not only do these represent possibly difficult people, but this can also really represent opportunities that ask you to initiate a new phase and leave behind. Quite honestly, you got to leave this behind. Whatever this is, like, let it go. Don't rehash it over and over again. Don't think about it a million times in a day, because that analytical mind is not helping you, is what this is telling me. The analytical mind is a great thing. It's a tool we can all use, but it has its limitations. And when it comes to life path and when it comes to energy coming through and telling you where to go next, it won't do anything. It does not have the capability of doing that work for you. So keep that in mind. Okay, moving forward. The next three cards have a lot to do with relationships. And what's coming up for that? You're showing up, Gemini. The Lovers, Five of Pentacles, and the Star. So very interesting. I mean, we have the Gemini and Aquarius cards here. A lot of air energy going on here. But we also have what these two cards also speak to are making decisions and healing and moving into territory, like dream territory. However, what's really interesting here is we have you guys showing up. We have you guys showing up in this relational way where you're having to jump in. And actually, it's really interesting. I was just talking to Virgo, and Virgo's having a similar thing where you're being asked to either jump deeper into something and make that commitment, or to step back from something. You know, with that dualistic energy here with the Lovers, it's always about making a choice. And I think a lot of you want to choose the relationship, but there's this feeling of poverty, of being shut out, of being not enough. Something's getting triggered with this push, like this push to choose something, to initiate this new era. There's something about it that's triggering you to want to step back and hide. And that feels like you're not enough, you're not going to make it, it's not going to be good enough, it's uncomfortable. There's something going on with you feeling that this is not, that you're not allowed to do this. There's something holding you back inside of yourself, not externally. This is your journey here. Five of Pentacles very rarely has anything to do with the external world. It has everything to do with the way you're viewing your value and your worth. I mean, it can be about how you feel about your money, but it's often about how you feel you're allowed to be in this world. So there's something about this, you know, there's an opportunity here to really dive into something very deep and meaningful and exciting and new, and you're balking a little bit. You're going to feel nervous about this. However, the star is on the other side. Now the star, yes, it's Aquarius. So for some of you, maybe you have some Aquarius lover in your life, which good on you, have fun. But Aquarius, the star energy is so much bigger than that. Because this is about getting what you want. This is about expanding past old beliefs and limitations. This is about healing and moving past it and just letting it go. Once again, these energies here don't serve you. They gotta go. And there's that transformation. There's that change. It just has to go. You know, you are being asked to step into a new role. You are being asked to step into a new era in your life. You are being asked to step up to the plate and take on a new mantle, a new identity even. And some of you, I think you're having big opportunities and they're kind of scary. It's kind of like, you know, when like kings and queens are coronated, I know that like Queen Elizabeth I, for example, you know, they get draped in these really, really elaborate, heavy cloaks, right? I mean, made from like hundreds of dead ermines, and you know, it's intense, but I mean, these weigh pounds upon pounds of fabric, right? And it's the ceremonial garb that you have to wear, and you're holding all of this weight on your body. And then, you know, it's a coronation, so these people, you know, have to suddenly bear this role. I'm getting that sense from you where it's like you're being asked to step up to something like that, and you're wanting to just be like, I don't want to have to wear the 20-pound cape. I don't want to have to wear it. Like, it's just, maybe I could just go back to the way things were before. And this is saying, no. If you want to find out what life is all about, you got to go here. You got to go to that extraterrestrial place. And it is intuitive. It is intuitive. And you're just, the thing is, there is like a sense of pressure that I'm getting for Geminis this month. Like insistence, like energetic insistence that you push forward, that you do this stuff, that you go in there and you do it. Like, it's really strong because the last three cards here are all pushing you forward. You are being called to something big. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. And all three of these are like green light go energies. I mean, these are just, there's no pause here. There's no time for a pause. There's no need for a pause. there's no time for a pause. Page of Pentacles, this is an opportunity with work, housing, the material things in your life. I mean, this is an opportunity. This is a yes from something. This is a yes. And you're walking through a door. Mantle number one, right? And then, I mean, these are great things, but for some reason I'm getting this feeling that you guys feel like this is an energetic burden somehow. I don't know. Then we have the Page of Wands. Igniting a creative passion, igniting a relationship, igniting something that lights you up, actually. This is really, really supportive, Gemini. Both of these pages are working in tandem to address your material needs and what you need to succeed, and your passionate action needs, as far as passionate action. Wow, that's nice, Sarah. But that's there. And then it's all like you're gonna go do this. Eight of Wands is forward motion. I mean, it is the kind of thing where you're suddenly in a stream that is sweeping you down into a new territory. I mean, it's like there is no resistance here. There's no resistance. So somehow, while there is that sense of pressure initially, you know, you have all this go-getter energy like pushing at you, drop the Three of Swords, push forward, get on this. And there's a little resistance, some nervousness about making these decisions. However, I feel like by the end of the month, by the time we hit that eclipse, there's just this release. The dam has broken and you are now ready to transform. So, you know, I would say, the advice I have after looking through all of this is to be patient with yourselves when you feel nervous or when you feel uncertain or when you feel like, how am I going to do this? Take a time out, take a deep breath, take a nap, go be somewhere that makes you feel safe so that you can think through it, you can feel through it without balking too much, right? I'm going to pull one final card from my Cosmic Tarot just to give like a conclusionary energy to this Eight of Wands, because you're headed somewhere great, you guys. Everything is supportive. Everything's saying, yeah, go. Yeah, it's time. it's time. It's time to move on from some things, from a pattern, from a way of being. It's time to open a new door. And a lot of these doors, I have to say one thing, which is that I'm not saying all of this is going to happen this month. I think what it is though is the floor plan, the blueprint is going to be there. So for some of you, these opportunities may start happening in the summer, but you like know about them and you're preparing, or in the spring and you know about them and you're preparing. So you're getting all your ducks lined up in a row because you know you're going to be moving cities, or you know you're going to be changing jobs, or you know you're going to be moving in with your partner. 6 of Pentacles came up. So what this is telling me is there's balance here, and that focusing on balance is really good, and this will help key you into the energy. So, you know, don't overextend yourself too much. Allow things to unfold naturally. This is about balance, and this is what this is saying. You're worried that you may overexpend in relationship, in what you can give emotionally, and also money-wise. For some of you, you're worried about money. And what this is telling me is this process, it's all going to balance out. It's all going to balance out. Maybe it won't be perfect, but there's no catastrophe on the horizon, even with this pushing on you. So keep that in mind, you guys. I love you so much. I really do. I hope you have a beautiful January. Have fun with this. Be patient with yourself. Good things are on their way. It's going to be a really exciting time. I will talk to you in February for more fun in your 5th house, or in your 9th house, actually. And we will talk about all sorts of things. Check out the Moon Magic videos. I'm going to leave my website, my email, and my Instagram in the description box. I do private readings on Skype and video recording and on phone and all that stuff. So check it out. I would love to work with you all, and have a beautiful January. Bye.